Hello, everyone. I'm Luis from LuisReviewer.com, and I'm taking the time to do a special video blog on this day, and it's about John Lennon. I think on today we remember the senseless day that he was assassinated, and uh, and I wanted to do a video. I've done a few when I ranked his albums, and I think I did one imagining if he was still alive and doing tours like Paul, what songs would have been great to hear live. And on this video, I'm just gonna pick my favorite 20 songs and uh, and just list them down and remember him. And I think for me, John Lennon is one songwriter that I can always relate to his words. Uh, I cannot say that, and I accept him with all his flaws, just like he always talked about that he knew, who he was, and but I take him all in all, and I remember that on the booklet, on the John Lennon anthology. I remember that. The video kind of froze a little bit, just in case I was talking about the booklet on the John Lennon anthology, which the title is John Lennon All in All. And what the book wanted to break was that myth that John hated so much. And they presented this John as he was. And he was a flawed man, but he at the same time, I think he was genuine and he was trying. Just like all of us. None of us are perfect and we're all trying. So he's one of the musicians whom I relate to most to the words he's saying. I'm not saying I agree with everything he believed in, but in the majority of things, I can say I do. And his music he's also a great rock and roll singer and musician. And of course, December 8th, I was born when I was a little baby, so I had no idea about who John Lennon was. I only found out years later. My first, let's say, introduction to what happened on December 8th was the film Imagine John Lennon, and just to see the people standing in the street singing his songs, it was just such a senseless thing, because it's hard. Because I think Ringo or Paul once said in an interview, when George passed, of course, it's equally sad, and we all miss him. But I think, due to the circumstance, it was kind of expected. But with John, it's something that should not have happened, and he was finally in a good place, and he was doing music again, and this stupid guy killed him. But anyway, these videos, my main hope or my main focus is to remember his music, remember his talent, and what I'm gonna do is that if I included his Beatles songs, the list would be too long. So yes, I included two because they are my absolute John Lennon favorites in the Beatles. I think three, but most of them are from his solo years. So maybe in another year I'll pick within the Beatles my favorite John Lennon songs. But for today, a few Beatles songs, and mostly from his solo record, from his solo career. And as you can see, I'm very excited. I got my John Lennon Funko. I was not one of collecting these things until I saw these ones, and I wanted to show them. What better day than today? This one is kind of like the clothes he wore on the concerts in live in New York City, it looks so cool. So let's get started with the list. At number 20, I chose the song Love from the Plastic Ono Band album. It's a simple song, but it's so beautiful, both in lyrics and in melody. It's one of John could be as sensitive as the next guy when he wanted to. And this is a very simple lyric, but it's such a beautiful melody and performance. Which I think is guitar and piano, which piano was played by Phil Spector. At number 19, Give Me Some Truth from the Imagine album. Um, Amazingly, this is a song that he was working on from Let It Be, which we just saw on the Get Back documentary. But it's a great rocker. I think it was one of those good situations when John was able to express his political views with a good track, and the song worked. George Harrison's solo on the song was simply great. So he had a lot of things working for the song. At number 18, this one might be a little bit obscure. I'm not so sure many people like it. I love it because I love the whole album actually. From the Mind Games album, I love the song is called "Bring on the Lucy," and it's yes, it's kind of a protest little song about freeing the people and joining, and I mean, but I love it. I love the song. It's kind of like a little bit not reggae per se, but it's kind of has this funky vibe. Um, I like the words, I like the lyrics, and I don't know, I just like the song. It's a cool little track. At number 17, Whatever Gets You Through the Night. John Lennon's, I think, first solo number one, featuring Elton John. We all know the story that thanks to this song, some lucky people who went to a Elton John concert in New York City got to see John Lennon live in concert, performing Whatever Gets You Through the Night. I saw her standing there and Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. What a treat. It's a good song. It's kind of like a good pop rock and roll song. And even though I feel that he wrote the lyrics in pain, he was able to put like a catchy melody to it. I think he was not having a great time when he wrote it, and to write it in a catchy little tune was really great. At number 16, this is another one, maybe a weird little choice, but it's a demo. He never recorded an official version of it. It's India, India. I don't know why. I just love the song. Of course, it's a demo. Maybe that makes it a little bit more sweet in a way because it's just him and his guitar. And I don't know. I really felt like I liked the song a lot. And so let's keep going. Number 15, Crippled Inside, also from the Let It Be record. Let It Be, I'm sorry, from the Imagine album. I really like that song. It's kind of have funky lyrics, funky little track, and I have to say that I really enjoy it. Number 14, this one is called "I'm Stepping Out" from the Milk and Honey album. Of course, this is a song that was never quite finished. So what we get is the takes that he did while he was working for Double Fantasy. I just think it's just a fun rock and roll song. Number 13, Starting Over. This is a great song. Great kind of classic rock and roll vibe. I love the words. I love John's performance of it. And I get the message, being married for a couple of years, you kind of have to fight to get those moments of, let's take some time, be alone. That's a great song by John. And number 12, also from Double Fantasy, is Watching the Wheels. This is a song that John answers maybe what maybe a lot of people were asking. Why are you working? What are you doing? And he just says, look, this is I'm in a good place. It's a good song. I think it was released as a single from the Double Fantasy record, but it's a beautiful song. I love it. And number 11, Instant Karma. This is one of the song that one of his first solo singles. I think it was released in 1970, maybe at the same time that Let It Be was being released. And it's a good song. Again, good words, great lyrics, and it's a good musical track. And like John Lennon, he recorded it and released it really fast, so it was really interesting. At number 10, Mind Games. This one actually I have grown to love it more as the years pass. I think it's a great song. It has great words, great melody, and it's just going straight. I think it has no chorus. It's kind of like a different song by John. At number 9, one of the most beautiful songs he wrote, "Beautiful Boy." So sweet. Listening to it now is kind of bittersweet because he's talking about seeing his son grow, and it's just sad. But it's a beautiful song. It's a beautiful song. I think it's so simple, but such a powerful song about a father's love towards his kid. I know in this song it's a boy because it was a boy, but you can dedicate it to your daughter, and it's such a. I mean, the words are just so. I mean, right on point. I mean, take my hand. Life is what happens while you're busy making other plans. That's one of the best lines in any song. Number 8, I'm going with "Grow Old with Me." Uh, the version that I love is the version of the anthology, which George Martin did an arrangement for it, and it's just such a beautiful arrangement. I think it sounded so beautiful. It's a simple song, based on a Robert Browning poem, but again, it's so effective, so beautiful. I think what makes it what it is that I feel he felt. It was a heartfelt song, a heartfelt love song, obviously towards his wife. But I don't know, I just love it. At number 7, "Jealous Guy." This is one of his best love songs. And I remember I first listened to this song on the movie Loco Stalking 2. In a scene where the big brother was jealous of the baby, they put this song, a montage in scenes where he felt neglected by his parents. And it moved me even then. I didn't even know who John Lennon was. Only years later, I put the two and two together. But it's such a moving song. Again, Lennon just showing his vulnerability. I think he was one of those writers who was not afraid to show his emotions or show himself. And it's a great song. And number 6, "Woman." This is such a beautiful love song. Again, beautiful melody, beautiful words. And I think what works for John is that I think he wrote, yes, he could write a formulaic song, but I think he wrote from true inspiration, and it shows on most of his words. I mean, yes, he wrote filler songs, just like any other artist would, but when he was writing based on inspiration, he just wrote so beautiful words. This one has some great words, and kind of like a great way to express gratitude to the woman in our lives and to the things they add to our lives. It's a beautiful song. And number 5, I'm picking "Real Love." This is the Beatles version. Yes, there are demos which are all nice, but what the Beatles added with their background and George's guitar, to me, made the song even better. I love the song. And I love the words. I think the words are great. And what the Beatles did to it made it even better, especially by the end, by kind of repeating the "Real Love" while the guitar goes on doing its thing. I think it's just such a beautiful song. And of course, a beautiful work by John, Paul, George, and Ringo, for John. And number 4, this one is from Mind Games. And it's a song called "I Know, I Know." And you know what? I love the demo version when it was just him and the acoustic guitar on the anthology record. Of course, the master is beautiful. I just don't know. I love the melody of it, and I know I'm being redundant. I love the words. Okay, number 3, I got to go with "Imagine." Of course, his signature song. The melody, beautiful. The lyrics, an eternal anthem for peace, and I think it's just such an amazing work. And I think, well, now it's been credited to John and Yoko, but I would believe that Yoko inspired it, but I think it was John's work. But either way, she gets credit, and that's okay. But I think it's John's. In terms of the melody and the words, it's just such a beautiful song. And here we go. My two favorite songs from John Lennon come from his Beatle years. And number two is Strawberry Fields Forever. No matter what version I listen to, I love it. The demo, the complicated one, the simple one, it's just such an amazing song. I think John was way ahead of his time. I know that Paul had the hits, and I'm not one of those who picks them apart because I believe they were at their best when they were together. And yes, Paul had the number one hits at the end, but if you listen to the albums, I think John was the one pushing them to new boundaries because he came up with Strawberry Fields. Okay, fine. Then Paul came with Penny Lane, and they were both genius. I'm not taking anything away from neither one of them, but I believe Strawberry Fields was way ahead of its time. Um, and well, that's just my opinions anyway. And the number one song, my favorite song from John Lennon, is "Across the Universe" from Let It Be. Um, the words are kind of surreal, but you get it. You kind of understand where he's coming from. And I've always sing that song not from the point of achieving that feeling that I want nothing to change from my world, but I kind of look at it as I am who I will get to that point where I nothing's gonna change, where I'm at, what I believe. Anyway, it's such a great song, and of course the different versions that we have now from Anthology, the new Let It Be box set. Just such a beautiful song. John never felt that it was well recorded by the Beatles. I don't know. I love the versions that are out there. I don't know if they could have done any better. I don't know. But I love the wildlife version with the birds and all that. So I think, I don't know. I think it was a great song. My favorite song that's written by, it's credited to Lennon and McCartney, but like Yesterday, we all know what Paul, Across the Universe, we all know it was a John song. So this has been my list. Hello, I'm doing a separate video. I'm gonna try to edit it. I don't know how it's gonna listen, but when I was finishing the video about John, the computer stopped because of the lack of space. So I'm making this separate segment just to finish the video off. And thank you for listening, and remind you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Visit me on Facebook and on my webpage, www.luisrevere.com. If you go to the webpage, there are links to YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, and all of that. So thanks for listening. Thank you, John, for all the music. And we keep you still shining on. So anyway, have a good day. Bye.